Go to the Johannesburg City Council now. Our reporter Mbali Thethani monitoring developments at the council. They have now, it seems, had certain elections for the position of chairs of some of the council committees. Mbali, good afternoon to you. What's the latest there?
Well, Stephen, officially now, 3 council meetings in, we officially have the chairpersons of those at least 16 committees, and they are meant to be the oversight chairpersons for those committees. And you'd know that it has been a very long day for us here in council, and a long 3 days of trying to get the chair of chairs voted in, as well as those oversight chairpersons of those committees. But Stephen, you'd know that following the happenings of today, there was a lot of disruptions coming out from the opposition benches. We've also seen, as well as speaking to the mayor a bit earlier on, saying that she's quite satisfied that this council now officially has those chairpersons. And you'd know that even speaking to some of those in the opposition, they initially wanted a secret ballot. There was, in the previous 2 meetings, there was an issue around a secret ballot. They wanted this voting process to be held through a secret ballot, but that they did not win, Stephen, when it came to that issue. The voting took place with a show of hands, even in the previous meeting when they voted in the chair of chairs. But they have raised a number of issues when it comes to the speaker, and they have also threatened that they will take this matter to court because they believe that some of the processes which were followed here by Speaker Vasco da Gama have been flawed. But joining me now, just to give us a bit of insight into these issues, we are joined by Margaret Arnolds. She is from the AIC and also the chairperson of the minority opposition bloc here in the city of Johannesburg. Margaret, we have now seen voting process here has taken place. We have now seen that those chairpersons have been voted in. You are someone who sits on the opposition benches, and you've not been satisfied with how processes have unfolded today.
Okay, we are the good afternoon, Mbali. We are the minority opposition parties, right? I don't think there was any election. An election is when you put 2 or 3 people and people vote for them, and the one with the majority gets the position. There was no voting today. There was what you call appointing or anointing that happened. It seems like we were in church today. People were appointed and said, I've got this person and I've got that person, and these people are in the positions. One, we had a meeting of about 4 hours last night with the MEC of Kokta. And yes, you have said that we didn't win. There was no winner or loser. Compromise. And we said, okay, we want to see the ballots, we'll give you the show of hands. You say we have withdrawn our names, we will then bring back our names. The MEC said he'll go and get a legal opinion, which Herman Mashaba was not excited about. He also asked us to behave ourselves today like leaders of political parties, which we did. There was only singing up until the end. There is also this problem that has occurred in this very council, the one of the chair of chairs. The chair of chairs, the form that she filled in, is totally and absolutely not the same form. So we do believe there was some fraud or something that happened there. Okay? You remember on the 13th, they took her at the back of the speaker. They wanted to swear in at the back office of the speaker until we said that is not going to happen. She is fraudulently in there. The other issue is that there was the issue of the HOD and the MMC. We are taking it to court. The speaker said there's transparency, there's integrity here. There's no transparency and no integrity. We know there's a corrupt and a corruptee, and this needs to take the process. We are not happy.
What do you have to say to someone who says the multi-party coalition has the numbers? They have 140 people who are in that coalition, and you on the opposition benches are not willing to accept the majority. You would know that here in the council there's 270 members. For you to have the majority, you'd need 136. They have 140. What do you say to someone who says you're not willing to accept today's outcome?
No. We are willing if there was a right process. The speaker again came out with the 3 Fs. Flawed, flouted, and failed. Number 2, the speaker announced a certain amount of 258 councillors in council chamber. But 4 councillors had to go back and get their cards. So do you want to say we are 272? So the speaker's numbers never tallies. Last week he said 138 people were here by the show of hands. When all of us walked out, they were 131. So how does his numbers tally? We unhappy? We can be opposition. We don't mind. But we are not going to recognize those people that were appointed and anointed today and not elected. Elections is a process where you put two people up against each other or three people up against each other, and the winner will take it all.
All right, thank you very much. Of course, that is Margaret Arnolds. She is from the AIC, Stephen, and you'd know that, of course, those chairpersons of the committees were elected in this House unopposed, and those are from the multi-party coalition. And of course, Stephen, when you do remember the last time we were here, there was still a bit of negotiating done here on the floor and hearing here on the sidelines, and there was around another issue when it comes to the voting process where some of the members of council still wanted to push ahead with a secret ballot, and you'd know that they were still trying to speak and persuade the IFP to vote with them in a secret ballot. But you'd know that the IFP is in that multi-party coalition, which is led by the DA, and of course we have seen those councillors today being voted in and elected into those portfolios.